sit back and relax because it's going to get terrific right now. And it's a terrific Teisha Tuesday. And we're joined by Teisha Powell. She's a nationally recognized attorney. She is one of the best television commentators out there. And she's also the author of Trump Must Win. Discover the dark days America will face if Trump isn't reelected. Teisha, I know you're working on a new book now too, aren't you?
Yes, I'm almost done with that book. It should be out by December.
Hopefully by December. Okay. Hopefully it'll be about Trump's win. But the big thing I want to talk to you about, and a number of things, and you're the best on this stuff, and you call it like it is. A while back, Joe Biden was on with Charlemagne the God, and he made this blanket statement that if you are undecided between me and Donald Trump, you ain't black. So, as far as I can tell, are you still black?
Yes, I'm still black, born black, will live black for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and you will not be voting for Joe Biden?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And I'm still black.
So we've dispelled that rumor that if you're not voting for Joe Biden, you ain't black. So thank you for fixing that for us. Now, the other day, he was on television, and he was pandering to a Latino organization, and he said, unlike the black community, the Latino community is very diverse. There's all different types of people within the Latino, different cultures, different traditions, and all this other stuff. And he's basically saying, you know, all them blacks are the same, and all you Latinos, you're a more diverse group. Was that insulting to you as a black woman?
Absolutely, it is, because a lot of blacks are also diverse. You know, you have Caribbean blacks, you have Jamaican blacks, you have British blacks, you have Black Americans, you have African Americans. So there's different levels of I would say of blacks. And I think that even with the political process, that there are a lot of Caribbean people who will be voting for Trump. So I think that Mr. Biden has just missed the mark, that he has not gotten a chance to study the black population, to see that there is a large black population in New York that's a Caribbean population, and they tend to vote Republican. Same for the Caribbean population in Miramar and Pembroke Pines, which is Florida. So I'm just surprised how the Democratic Party for years take black people for granted, including Mr. Biden. And black votes are very important. And this is where Donald Trump come in. He understands what it's like to, what he's seen what's going on with blacks, that we need jobs, and he's creating jobs for us. And that's what we wanted in a president, somebody who would create jobs so that we could take it and run with it and make something of our lives.
So you're saying, in your view, that there's a lot of diversity in the black community. And let me ask you this, Teisha. I'm Italian and Irish, right? And there's a lot of people in America that come from Italy. Their nation of origin is Italian, right? But my family comes from Sicily, which is a little island in southern Italy, right? There are other people that live up in northern Italy. And the foods, the languages, the norms, the traditions are way different. They speak different, they eat different types of foods, different seasonings, and all this other stuff. Would you say there's, other than your skin tone, do you have a very similar lifestyle to someone who's an African black? You're a Caribbean black person.
At the end of the day, we're all God's creatures,
Yes.
We're all one under God. But I will just try to remind people that a lot of blacks are, we're getting excited over President Trump for creating jobs. And that's what it's about. People want to feed their families. We can't handle the liberal, party today. We can't handle the socialism today. People are afraid of socialism. And, with, Vice President Biden, he was in the middle. Now he's gone way over to the liberal left. He's have all these radical people that are going to speak at his lineup for the Democratic convention. And it's scary. it's a scary time to be a Democrat. It's really scary
Yeah,
because they
no, I'm with you, and it's getting scarier by the minute if you ask me, because I keep hearing this name Susan Rice. I want to get to that stuff with you. Now, Biden is saying he's going to announce his running mate by midweek, okay? It's Tuesday, so we're pretty close to that. There's speculation out there, Susan Rice, Kamala Harris, Karen Bass. What are your thoughts on each one of them? Susan Rice.
Well, she's got a lot of baggage from the Obama administration. I mean, it's going to be coming out. I mean, even the New York Times are saying that Susan Rice would be a bad pick. And the New York Times is as liberal as it is. And even the most liberal media is saying, ooh, don't go with Susan Rice.
So what about Kamala Harris?
Well, wasn't Mrs. Harris the one who said we're not supposed to eat meat while she was running, for president a couple of months ago? So I think people remember that as well, that Mrs. Harris is very, very liberal and probably even a socialist, and we don't even know it as yet. And maybe Mrs. Harris doesn't even know that her policies are under the socialist agenda.
So, but Kamala Harris was a prosecutor. She was district attorney. Doesn't that hurt her a little bit, that she's, incarcerated so many black men?
That's very hurtful, and it doesn't help that she's in a liberal state. I mean, it just shows you how liberal she's going to be thinking, and this is just not what we need right now in America. It's not good for us to be thinking this liberal and to be thinking in the socialist terms. This is not good for America.
All right,
and then black either to be a socialist country. It's not good.
What about this last candidate they keep talking about, this Karen Bass? What do you know about her?
Well, Mrs. Bass once praised Fidel Castro, so that's never a good thing for somebody to be on a VP ticket that think, any communist party is ideal. I mean, I'm sure she's trying to backtrack, or she says she's trying to learn from it, but I don't think that being a vice president is a place for Mrs. Bass to learn anything. I think she's just right where she should be.
So for those of you watching at home and you don't know about it, Karen Bass, in her past, had come out and praised Fidel Castro as a great leader and all this other stuff. So now she's trying to backtrack on that and saying, well, if she would have known then what she knows now, she would have never been for Fidel Castro. But the proof's in the pudding, right? You came out, you said it. You got to own it. She was a supporter of Fidel Castro. So we have potentially 3 really bad candidates here. And it really sucks because when you have a president who says, I'm going to pick a woman, I'm going to pick an African-American woman, you would think it's a great day for America to see, minority women moving up to those places. And the best 3 they have for us, to me, all seem quite flawed.
It just, John, it's really a sad day in America that we're still talking about Sanders socialism. We thought, since Sanders was not a nominee, it would, the socialism would die out. But unfortunately, Biden is creating more socialism by bringing on these African-American women who praise Castro, who think we shouldn't eat meat. I mean, it's a crazy time in America when we have Biden picking someone that might be very socialist for us.
Yeah. All right. And listen, in our final minute here, it seems like Joe Biden's gone from bad to worse. He's starting to announce the people that are going to speak at the Democratic National Convention. It looks like he's recruited like the most leftist of leftists to be his cheerleading team.
Pretty much. The lineup is not something that is supposed to make anybody feel thrilled. You've got the Clintons that are going to speak. You have the Obamas that are going to speak. You have Sanders that's going to speak. He's a socialist, and he's going to be speaking about his platform. And then you have AOC that's going to be speaking. I mean, she too is a socialist. So I just thought that people said Biden was a moderate. if Biden is a moderate, why is he attracting so many socialists to speak at the DNC lineup, aside from he's going along with the socialist agenda as well?
No
and
doubt.
this is dangerous for America. This is very dangerous.
Yep, no question about it. You're dangerous because you're so good when you come on our show. We got to leave it there. Thank you, my dear. We got to see you again soon, hopefully, okay?
God bless. Take care.
That's Teisha Powell, nationally recognized attorney, TV commentator, and author of the book Trump Must Win. We'll take a quick break. We'll wrap it up right after this with some more Liquid Lunch.